These jobs don't care about you. They don't. And it doesn't matter what type of relationships you have on your job. It doesn't matter how close you are with your manager or your supervisor. It doesn't matter if you guys are going to eat lunch together. It doesn't matter if you guys are hanging out on the weekends, hitting some happy hours. It doesn't matter. When it gets time to shut your job down, or when they're about to fire you for whatever reason it may be, that person you've been hanging out with, you best believe they knew it too. You still see it right there. You gotta go up the ladder right there. I was like, you told me about the ladder before we got on the elevator. If you were to get laid off first thing in the morning, guess what you have to do? Keep going. If something happened and you just ended up without a job, there was no way you could go to work even if you wanted to. Guess what you'd have to do? Keep going. I just watched a video and there was this young lady who was talking about how she had been at her job, I want to say over a decade, and out of the blue she was just laid off. To just know that a job will lay you off the same day that you're on your way to work and just call you out of the blue and say you no longer have a job with us after you've put in all of these years of work with them? Get out of here. But see, the problem with this situation is these companies know when they're going to let you go, all right? They know way before they call you into the office. They know way before that morning when you've had a good night, you've been enjoying your day so far, to call you into the office to tell you that you no longer have a job. They already know they're gonna cut you loose. They've been smiling at you when you go down the hall. Ding, 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 ding. You know, all of that nonsense, unnecessary behavior, all of that smiling and asking you how you're doing. They knew the whole time. They know when they're gonna shut the buildings down. They know when they're gonna cut costs, when the budget is not right. They know all of this. But the problem with this is that we put so much emphasis on our 9-to-5 jobs. It is unreal. Once again, I will definitely take another 9-to-5 if I had to. But that will be with one foot in and a half a foot in. Because the other half of the foot is going to be out there trying to find something else to do with myself. I've been working jobs a long time, and I'm here to tell you, you can be at a job and love your job and love everything about your job. Even if they're not even paying enough for the average Joe, you may be extremely happy with your job. I have been that person. I have been extremely happy with my work. And I have rolled up at a job and everybody's outside in the parking lot. I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. I rolled up and everybody was in the parking lot. I didn't know what was going on, and they telling me that they shut down our whole shift. They didn't give us a warning. And those knuckleheads saw us the night before. They saw us every night before that. They knew what they were about to do and never opened their mouths. Why? Because at the end of the day, they really don't have to. It's their company. The owner of these companies don't have to let the managers or the supervisors or none of these people know that, okay, we're going to shut the company down, so make sure you let the employers know. Give them at least 30 days so they'll know, so that they can probably be looking for another job. Get out of here. They want you to work to the end so that they can pull out every last nickel and dime out of you before they shut those doors. And they don't care how long you've been there. Okay, so what? Every 5 years or so, they give you some sort of award. Okay, we already know how that works out. I worked at Saks once before, and Saks, every year, they would give some sort of certificate or something. Those certificates was accumulating. I had so many. I was like, what am I doing with this piece of paper? What am I doing with this paper when the bills come, when y'all shut the building down? Slap somebody across the head with it? What am I do with it? Nothing. Stop putting all of your effort and all of your hopes and all of your dreams, everything your children need and everything that you're going to need in your future. Stop centering your entire life around these jobs, okay? There's going to be somebody who's going to disagree with me, and that is okay if you disagree, because you know what? I said what I said, and what I said is what I said. These jobs don't care about you. They don't. And it doesn't matter what type of relationships you have on your job. It doesn't matter how close you are with your manager or your supervisor. It doesn't matter if you guys are going to eat lunch together. It doesn't matter if you guys are hanging out on the weekends, hitting some happy hours. It doesn't matter. Okay? When it gets time to shut your job down, or when they're about to fire you for whatever reason it may be, that person you've been hanging out with, you best believe they knew it too. But they're going to save their job. And how do they save their job? By not telling you that you're about to lose yours. It's just too much. It's too much. Everything is so high. Inflation, all of these different things are occurring right now. And the last thing that a person needs is to be shocked. Shook to the core. Okay? Just shook. When they wake up one day, a job they already hate, probably, but they're going because they have no other choice, or at least they felt like they didn't at the time, only to find out that they are now unemployed. Now, come on now. I'm not even going to say where they do that at, because y'all already know where they do that at. So to just know that you've given your everything, you've given your job your all. A lot of you give your jobs your all. It is harder, I think, to go to work and realize you no longer have a job and have to start all over again and have to figure it out than it is for me to be working somewhere doing something that I want to do for myself and have to figure it out. I mean, what's the difference? At the end of the day, what you doing? Figuring it out. You going to a job every day and you are clocking in on time. You're doing all of the overtime. You're doing all of the extra work that they're asking you to do. Shall I say, telling you to do, because if you don't do it, they're going to figure out a way to get you out of there anyway. But when you're doing all of these things and they're smiling in your face every day, and before you can even look around good, you're out of a job, that's because you have been taken advantage of. So when I feel like a job is getting ready to bounce me, or getting ready to shut us down, or getting ready to do any of those obnoxious things that they do without telling us first, like we don't have feelings. See, that's the problem right there. They do stuff like you don't have feelings. Like you don't have feelings. Like you don't have a care in the world. Like you don't have responsibilities. Like you don't have children at home. Like you don't have a wife. Like you don't have a husband. Like you don't have a house note or some rent. Like you're not paying a car note. Like you don't have anything that you are responsible for in your life. They just wait until the last minute and drop a bomb on you. Think about all of that. 2025, let's go and get it, all right? If for some reason that you cannot keep your head above water and it feels like you are drowning because you are trying to do something on your own, and it feels like that for some reason you just won't be able to make it, just take time out and really reevaluate what your feelings are, okay? And what I mean by that is, just think about it. Think way back to those times that you were going to a job and you were below water and you were drowning and you didn't think you would find a way out. You're getting a paycheck, but it ain't covering everything you need. Or you're getting a paycheck and it covers things that you need, but things happen in life because life be lifing. And now your money is still not covering. What did you do? You worked it out. So that's what we're gonna do when we let them 9 to 5 jobs go. We're gonna work it out.